Hello and welcome. My name is Alan, and we are back with more Congressional Donors. Hadn't done this in a while. I've been doing a lot of the reading portions out of some of the books, like Dr. King's The Testament of Hope, but I'm hoping to get back to these more consistently. But let's get into this. First person we're going to talk about today is Tom Cole. He is 71-year-old and represents the 4th District of Oklahoma. He is a Republican and he is serving his 9th term in the U.S. House of Representatives. He graduated from Grinnell College in Grinnell, Iowa, graduated from Yale University in New Haven, Connecticut, graduated from the University of Oklahoma in Norman, Oklahoma. He's been a consultant, a graduate assistant at the University of Oklahoma, faculty at Oklahoma Baptist University in Shawnee, Oklahoma. He's been a staff member of the U.S. Representative Martin Mickey Edwards of Oklahoma. He's been a chairman of the Oklahoma Republican Party. He was a private advocate. He was a member of the Oklahoma State Senate, executive director of the National Republican Congressional Committee. He was an Oklahoma Secretary of State, a Chief of Staff of the Republican National Committee, and was finally elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. And a quick note, he also is Native American, so that, I do respect. His House committees he's on the Committee for Appropriations and is a ranking member of the Committee on Rules. Now, his top 5 individual donors. At number 1, we have Senior Star, which is a company that offers assisted living at numerous Oklahoma locations and is owned by Bill and Bob Thomas. They donated $16,800. Next is L3 Harris Technologies. They are an American technology company, defense contractor, and information technology services provider that produces CGSIR systems and products, wireless equipment, tactical radios, avionics and electronic systems, night vision equipment, and both terrestrial and spaceborne antennas for use in government defense and commercial sectors. And it is headquartered in Melbourne, Florida. They donated $15,000. Next, we have Kratos Defense and Security Solutions. They are a company that specializes in directed energy weapons, unmanned systems, satellite communications, cybersecurity, warfare, microwave electronics, missile defense, training, and combat systems, and they are headquartered in San Diego, California. They donated $14,100. Next is McAndrews and Forbes, private American diversified holding company headquartered in New York City, New York. They donated $13,100. And finally, Devon Energy. They are a company engaged in hydrocarbon exploration in the U.S., and they are headquartered in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. They donated $11,600. Now, his top 5 industry donors. At the top, we have Human Rights, which altogether donated $102,500. Next is Oil and Gas, which altogether donated $75,650. Next is Retired, which altogether donated $70,200. Then we have Hospitals and Nursing Homes, which altogether donated $46,900. And finally, Health Professionals, which altogether donated $41,300. And once again, that was Tom Cole. I believe that was Tom Cole. Yeah, Tom Cole. The next person we're going to talk about is Bonnie Coleman. I can't read my writing. I don't know if it's a 4 or a 7. It's either 45 or 75-year-old. I want to say 75. She represents the 12th District of New Jersey, is a Democrat, and is serving her 3rd term in the U.S. House of Representatives. She graduated from Thomas Edison State College in Trenton, New Jersey, was a member of the New Jersey State Assembly, a member of the New Jersey State Democratic Committee, and finally was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. The House committee she's on are the Committee for Appropriations and the Committee for Homeland Security. Now, her top 5 individual donors. Number 1, the state of New Jersey. Pretty self-explanatory. Altogether, it donated $11,300. Next is Unite Here, a labor union in the U.S. and Canada with roughly 300,000 active members in the hotel, food service, laundry, warehouse, and casino gaming industry. And they are based in New York City, New York. And they donated $10,000. Next is Princeton University. Again, pretty self-explanatory. They donated $8,125. Next is Arlie's Roblins. It is a vegan restaurant and grocery in Princeton, New Jersey. And altogether, it donated $7,600. And finally, the Sheet Metal Air, Rail, and Transportation Union. And altogether, it donated $7,500. Now, her top 5 industry donors. At the top, we have Retired, which altogether donated $33,261. Next is Pharmaceuticals and Health Products, which altogether donated $30,025. Next, we have Public Sector Unions, which altogether donated $27,065. Then we have education, which altogether donated $19,325. And finally, industrial unions, which altogether donated $19,154. And altogether, that was Bonnie Coleman. Next is Doug Collins. He is 53-year-old and represents the 9th District of Georgia. He is a Republican and is serving in his 4th term in the U.S. House of Representatives. He graduated from North Georgia College in Dahlonega, Georgia. He graduated from New Orleans Theological Seminary in New Orleans, Louisiana, and graduated from John Marshall Law School in Atlanta, Georgia. He's been a member of the United States Air Force Reserve since 2002. I respect that. Thank you for your service. He's been a pastor, a lawyer, a businessman, a member of the Georgia State House of Representatives, before finally being elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. The House committees he is on are the Judiciary Committee, of which he is a ranking member. Now, his top 5 individual donors. At the top, we have Walters Management, which is a property management company, and they donated $23,400. Next is Geo Group, a Florida-based company specializing in privatized corrections, detention, and mental health treatment. It is based in Boca Raton, Florida, and altogether donated $21,500. You might want to back away from Geo Group. Not the best people to have as your donor. Next is Wilhite Packaging, a company that provides shipping, packaging, and maintenance products. And the company offers printed box, custom board combinations, clipboard, corrugated and plastic bin boxes, and other packaging supplies. And it is based in Gainesville, Georgia. It donated $17,400. Next is Fieldale Farms, which produces and markets poultry products. The company offers whole birds, cut up, skinless, and boneless chicken parts, and fully cooked products. And it is based in Baldwin, Georgia. Altogether, it donated $16,600. And finally, we have Comcast, which is a telecommunications company based in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, who altogether donated $16,095. Now, let's look at his top 5 industry donors. At the top, we have Retired, which altogether donated $525,491. Next is Real Estate, which altogether donated $92,986. Next is TV, Movies, Music, which altogether donated $83,152. Next is Lawyers and Law Firms, which altogether donated $77,271. And finally, Lobbyists, which altogether donated $64,755. And once again, that was Doug Collins. Next is Susan M. Collins. She is 67-year-old and is a senator of Maine. She is a Republican, and she is serving her 4th term in the U.S. Senate. She graduated from St. Lawrence University in Canton, New York, worked for U.S. Senator William S. Coleman, was a commissioner of the Maine Department of Professional and Financial Regulation, was a New England Regional Director of U.S. Small Business Administration. She was a deputy of the deputy state treasurer of Massachusetts. Was the winner of an 8-way Republican primary to be the first woman to run for governor of Maine, although she did lose, and finally elected to the U.S. Senate. Now, her Senate committees are the Committee on Appropriations and the Committee on Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions. Now, her top 5 donors. At the top, we have Vote Sane PAC, a political action committee that seems to be bipartisan and wanting to get more citizens involved. Not much more info found. Altogether, they donated $118,075. Next is the Blackstone Group, an American multinational private equity, alternative asset management, and financial services firm with $457 billion under management as of 2018, and they are based in New York City, New York. Altogether, they donated $63,800. Next is the National Republican Senatorial Committee, the Republican Hill Committee for getting Republicans elected to the U.S. Senate. Altogether, they donated $44,611. Next is Sullivan and Cromwell, an international law firm headquartered in New York City, New York. Altogether, they donated $40,800. And finally, General Dynamics, an American aerospace and defense corporation that was the 6th largest defense contractor in the world. It is headquartered in Reston, Virginia. Altogether, it donated $36,075. Now, her top 5 industry donors. At the top, we have Retired, which altogether donated $2,183,236. Next is Securities and Investment, which altogether donated $1,237,642. Next is Real Estate, which altogether donated $661,939. Next is Lawyers and Law Firms, which altogether donated $482,313. And finally, we have Leadership PACs, which altogether donated $462,400. And once again, that was Susan Collins of Maine. The last person we're going to talk about is James Comer. He is 47-year-old and represents the 1st District of Kentucky. He is a Republican and serving his 2nd term in the U.S. House of Representatives. He graduated from Western Kentucky University in Bowling Green, Kentucky. He's been a businessman, a farmer, chairman of the Monroe County, Kentucky Republican Party, a delegate of the Republican National Convention, member of the Kentucky State House of Representatives. He's been the Kentucky State Commissioner of Agriculture before finally being elected to the United States House of Representatives. The House committees he's on are the Committee for Oversight and Reform, Committee on Agriculture, and the Committee on Education and Labor. Now, his top 5 individual donors. At the top, we have McCarthy Strategic Solutions, which offers strategic solutions for government-related issues. Creates, implements, and executes strategic plans to solve issues for clients, and they are based in Frankfort, Kentucky. Altogether, they donated $12,150. Next is Falconite Real Estate Toting LLC, a real estate company based in Paducah, Kentucky. Altogether, they donated $10,598. Next is the American Crystal Sugar Company, a national producer of sugar based in Minnesota. Altogether, they donated $10,000. Next is the American Society of Interventional Pain Physicians, a not-for-profit organization that represents nearly 4.5 thousand interventional pain management specialists, and they are headquartered in Paducah, Kentucky. They donated a total of $10,000. Finally, we have the Bluegrass Committee, a political action committee formed and run for Mitch McConnell, based in Washington, D.C., and it donated $10,000. Now, let's look at his top 5 industry donors. At the top, we have crop production and basic processing. Altogether, they donated $56,300. Next is agricultural services and products. Altogether, they donated $21,250. Next is health professionals. Altogether, they donated $20,500. Next is real estate, which donated $17,598. And finally, leadership packs, which altogether donated $17,000. And once again, that was James Comer of Kentucky. That will be everything. As always, educate thyself. Think, read, study, learn. Someone tries to tell you something you're unsure of, ask them to cite their sources. I myself will be listing any news sources in the notes below the video. I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, later.